Hi, this is Peter Corrigan talking about entrepreneur, finance, business, and money. This is a video I'm sounding off. It's about being an employee. As you do know, whatever it takes for me to raise capital, I chose to work for someone else and become an employee, even though I have the entrepreneur, as Americans say, the mindset. I still have the entrepreneur mindset, even though I'm working for someone else. I give them 100% of my labor and my time, and I even go and do extra work which I'm not supposed to because I'm an entrepreneur mindset. I haven't got the employee mindset, even though I'm working for someone else. What I mean by that is I don't skive. I'm not bothered about holidays. I don't just work for the weekend. I don't dodge. I give them 100% in my work. But whatever it takes, an entrepreneur mindset, whatever it takes, I'm prepared to do that. But let me tell you, it does bring it home when you're working for someone else as an entrepreneur. It really does bring it home to you why you do not want to become an employee or work for someone else. And I choose to do that so I can shovel whatever they're asking me to do because I chose to do it. I don't have to do it. I chose to do it, which keeps me in control within their system. But being an employee and working for someone else, it really does make me determined to be successful as a business person, as an entrepreneur. Because in their system and their rules and their time, they want you to work for them, which is fine, like a slave. It really is a fine line from being a modern slavery, being an employee. You get minimum wage. You have certain times of breaks. You're giving your time up. Even though you give them, which I've done, 100% and more, they still do not appreciate that work. That's not what we do in the entrepreneur world and business world. If somebody gives you value, you get paid, and we pay you for that skill and that value. But being an employee, that makes no difference. And I've experienced things being an employee, working for someone, which when they order me, literally order me, tell me what to do, tell me what I can't do, and take you into the office and really give you a dressing down, which I've had. But remember, I'm an entrepreneur and I've give them 100%, but they don't care. A dressing down for having a small break, which I needed because of the heat and wearing the mask with COVID. I needed to have a little bit of a break. But they, which brings it home, what I experienced is they give me a dressing down, some manager, some type of manager, nothing about this person. I'm not going to pull them down, but they give me a dressing down for having a 5-minute break. And do you know what he said? He turned around and said, "You're not allowed a 5-minute break." And I said, well, I got overheated. We're working so hard. I needed a small break and a breather because I was wearing the mask. And he said, no. But do you know one thing what brought it home? he said, you're allowed to have a drink of water. A drink of water. I wasn't allowed to have a break or have a coffee. I was just allowed to have a drink of water for 2 minutes while I was working. Now, if that's not slavery, I don't know what is. And they pay minimum wage. This brought it home to me why I want to be so successful in business and so successful being an entrepreneur and not being an employee is because of systems like that. You're giving your time up. Yes, do whatever it takes. If you have to stay in your job, being in that system, being in their regime, doing their rules, stay there. But for God's sake, always be focused that one day you're doing it to get out of that regime and that system. I went into it. It wasn't that I was already into it. I went into it because I felt it was a quick way to earn some money. But when things like that happen, I smile and I realize why I'm doing my journey and why I want to be an entrepreneur and be a successful businessman. So I don't want to be a slave to anyone. No human being should go to another human being and tell them what to do with their time and order them and actually tell them they can have a drink of water. Oh my God. And this is why I want to be, and you guys out there, do not stay as an employee. Do it a means to an end and have a focus at the end of it, but don't stay there. Get out of that system, get out of that regime, get out of them rules and form your own. That's what it's all about, being an entrepreneur, is that we are fighting to become wealthy and rich for time. Time. Get that concept in your head. Why time is so important in your life, because that's all we've got. That is the most precious thing on the planet, is your time. Your time. Do you really want to be in a regime like I did and am, where a human being tells you that you can only have a drink of water for 2 minutes within that time? That is practically being a slave to that system. So no, an employee to me is a nightmare. I don't want to be an employee. I'm not going to be. It's only a means to an end, and I do whatever it takes. And let me tell you, it's really, really hard for me to do this. But I've got the mindset and the willpower and the passion, because at the moment, that's what I think I should do to earn this capital and strive for being a business person. Don't stay an employee. This is me sounding off, experiencing the reason why I don't want to work for anyone else or in anyone's system, because I feel I've been treated as an employee like basically slavery. It's modern day slavery to me. For minimum wage, someone coming up and telling me I can only drink water. All they had to do is have a whip, and practically they would have whipped me. That's how I feel. We're just a fine line away from that type of slavery. It's set for, in the modern days, they call it ordering, bossing you around, giving you minimum wage and threatening you that you're going to be down the road and sacked and on the scrap heap. Them are the whips. Don't become an employee. Don't stay an employee. and get out there and be determined. You're an entrepreneur, you're a visionary, you're a creator, you're going to create jobs, you're going to bring money into the economy and build up the country, and you are an entrepreneur, and that's what entrepreneur does. Do not stay a slave. This is me sounding off, Peter Conigan, talking about entrepreneur, finance, business, and money. Take care of yourself.